Inspiration with Keith, where you hear the latest and the greatest in gospel music from the Bahamas and the Caribbean, and we bring some of the most amazing stories from the Bahamas and the Caribbean to you. This is Inspiration with Keith for Island FM 102.9, islandfmonline.com. Like I always say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, no matter where in the world you are, which part of the planet in which you reside. We're bringing a slice of the Bahamas to you live right here out of Curly's, Arawak Cay, with the one and only VMac. We just finished shooting the first scene from his pretty cool single, man, called Declaration. And we're just taking a break after that, man, chilling in Curly's and catching up with my boys. So what's up, VMac? How you doing?
The sky is blue. I'm great.
The sky is blue, the sea is blue, and that shirt is blue. There you go. The jeans are blue. You flowing. We are flowing. We are.
Covered anyone recently? You might be blue.
Hey, I got blue jeans.
Jesus loves you.
Good stuff, man. So, alright, as you can see, we go way back, man. Just in case you didn't know, man, I was the person, man, when it came to 2011, I believe. 2011. VMac was my new artist of the year. At the time, people were like, who's this VMac, who's this VMac? But I saw that golden child vibe with this dude, man, and I said, yeah, man, this is the dude. And since then, he has excelled even my expectations. He's gone on from being just a recording artist, starting Elevation Records, doing a reality television show that focuses on music called 242 Untapped. Man, how you feeling right now? It's almost the end of 2013. You got all this stuff under your belt.
I feel good. I feel good. You know, there's always room for improvement. There's ground for satisfaction.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel that over the last couple of years, I have done and contributed significantly to the gospel music industry in the country and at large. So you know, it's all about living that vibe. You know, elevating, going to the next level. So,
okay. So you really stepped away as an artist to focus on those areas, and now you're back. Declaration is the first single from an upcoming full-length album, right?
I think, yeah, coming full-length album.
Tell us a little bit about that project, man. What makes that different from Elevation or from the compilation CD you did with Lyrically Blessed?
I'll tell you this. There's a whole lot of growth and improvement that's taking place.
In which ways?
Well, over the last few years, like you said, I took a break from frontline in terms of marketing or promoting or being inside the studio and laying down tracks to a more executive role, like the launching of Elevation Records, which brought to you greats, the country's greats like Jonathan Farrington and Jess Unique and Shanique Thurston, 242 and Top Season 1 winner. And and even the production of The Way We Praise with Lyrically Blessed and some of the songs that you guys come to love today. So I have been able to explore a whole different territory in the industry, and so the level of growth as to what the people really want, what the people really need, even transitioning into hearing more from the people, being more in line with people, hearing them in terms of the speaking and and the deals that I've been able to accomplish over the years, the traveling and all that stuff, and to come back with a whole lot of knowledge that I had before. If I knew then what I knew now, I've been further off. But coming back on the scene, front line with the knowledge, with the experience, with the education and just implementing all that from vocally, from production, and knowing what you want. I think in the first two records, it was exploring for me. It was trying to figure out, who is VMac? What is VMac? Or what is VMac trying to do? What's the purpose behind VMac? And I think over the years,
and what answers came to your mind? Like, who is VMac, man? What is VMac? I was talking just a day or two ago about the difference between a person and a brand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, what's VMac to you?
You know what? I would tell you, VMac is a lot of things that and a lot of not persons, but a lot of things that I wouldn't even expect VMac to do.
Okay.
Just the whole the expansion of the brand. Over the years, I've been able to develop a greater business.
Okay.
So VMac the business person. Even Vince McDonald business person has expanded a little bit more, because when I sit around a table as VMac the artist, you know, I always try to be practical, but also come from a business perspective.
Yeah.
Always try to balance that ministry and business, but at the same time, VMac the business person, VMac the artist. Understanding that I have a responsibility to uplift the people, to get them on their feet, to entertain them, but at the same time bring something that is substantial to them, deliver that message. You know, VMac television host. That's something that even though before I came into frontline ministry of music as an artist, I've had Extreme TV, EYTV, and so I always knew I had that.
Yeah.
But you know, expanding and branching, even from business standpoint and branding on the whole, you know, the radio show, you know, coming on with a new radio show earlier part of this year, is so much things that is just coming together as you know, quite, and in the next couple of days, in the next couple of months, you know, I'm declaring this right now. You know, we talk about declaration, I'm declaring this right now. You're gonna see VMac the father, VMac the husband.
We talking about a couple months or a couple years? Because you said VMac the father.
You declared some stuff, yeah.
Okay, you declared some stuff.
I am getting ready to walk into my purpose and my season. You know, we gotta be able to embrace this. You know, and so that's something that God definitely has planned for me, which can be another major step for me.
All right. Now, when you say VMac the father, you speaking metaphorically, or you speaking like literally, physically, biologically? VMac is going to be a father in a few months.
VMac is going to be a father in a few months.
You serious?
Don't question that right now, there. But just know it's going to happen. I'm declaring that today.
Now you declaring it. Is there somebody out there that is going to be?
That's for me to know, and I can't wish to find out.
Because I'm just saying that's what you're implying. That's what you're implying. That's why I asked you: are you speaking metaphorically, or if you're speaking literally?
I am speaking prophetic.
Okay, speaking the prophetic. Yeah. Okay, I can accept that. I can accept that. But when you throw it out there, you know, we got to know, our viewers got to understand exactly where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying?
So definitely in the next couple of months, you know, that's something that I believe that God is going to teach me and walk me into.
All right.
It's gonna happen. I believe it's gonna happen. You know, we may not know when, we may not know how.
Right. So well, I come into agreement with you on that, man. And when we come back, man, we're gonna talk a bit more about Declaration, man, because it's a really cool single, and we just want to give people a little bit more information on that and the shoot itself. Okay, so keep it locked right where it's at. This is Inspiration with Keith, Island FM 102.9, Island FM online.com. So Declaration, man, tell us a little bit more about the message behind the song.
Declaration is a song, you know, as we live in society. Actually, the song is a very old song. It's only like 3 years old, and the song was actually originally written by Jonathan Farrington.
Okay.
And we're in the studio. Surprisingly enough, I got a Christmas track from one of my equipment track with one of my musicians. You know, they try to get to worship. My sax player, he was an upcoming producer at the time, and he sent us this Christmas track, and we were listening to it, and in the studio, in the spur moment, the whole thing, we were inside the studio, in the studio, and John just started singing, and I mean, the rest is just history. And you know, a few years later, but 2 years later, but a year and a half or so later, I took it to my producer that's working with me on the record, and I was like, hey, you need to do this song. We can make this happen. And we made it happen. Producer Canberra White here, he put his twist on it, he did his thing. We sat down and, you know, he came up with a whole rock concept. And it was amazing. I let the background singers hear it, and Jonathan hear it. We went inside the studio, we recorded it, and we just put the pieces together. But the basic of the song is that so many times that we live in society, a lot of people in today's society allow the stereotype or allow other people in society to determine their destiny. Allow other people to say, or allow the doctor to say that you're not going to make it. Allow just society to determine how far you get in life. And so much time we don't take the time out to encourage ourselves. We don't take the time to declare over our lives. We sit down and we go to church and we wait for the pastor to give us a declaration, or wait for a brother or sister to give us a declaration. And the song is basically encouraging everybody out there to speak life over yourself, to encourage yourself, to declare that God has great things in store for you. It's your time, it's your season, it's your year, and you have to believe that. You're going to go through situations, you're going to go through trials, you're going to go through the cares of life, but you have to believe and understand that that is only a process that you have to go through to get to where you need to be.
Okay.
And so that's what declaration is all about, encouraging people to declare and to embrace their season and to embrace where they're at, because God got great things in store for them. And I think in today's society, as we live in society where people are just killing themselves and going straight, I think the message of the song is very timely, and no better time to bring it up than now, when this country is going in the way it's going, the world is going in the way its direction is going, and I think this is time for our people to embrace this.
Well, VMac, let me ask you about the music itself, in terms of the production, because it seems to be a fusion of a lot of different genres, man. Like you mentioned rock, then again you have praise and worship elements in it, you have black gospel in it. That little riff thing that you spoke about with Jonathan Francis, that there's just a little Caribbean feel to that as well, man. Is that intentional, man, to like fusing all these different genres together?
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with me sitting in the chair of a producer over the past 2 years, and to hear the different, to hear what you could do with music, and to surround myself around great singers like Joshua Lyons and Jonathan Farrington and Chastity and Shanique Thurston and all the 242 and Tacos, just to see how creative those people are, and to see what is going on, and to be inspired by other greats like the Kurt Franklins, like the Dietrich Haddons, like the Mary Marys, and to see what they're doing that is right and wrong, and what we're doing that is right, and how we can fuse that in, and getting intakes from people from all walks of life.
Alright, now one quick question. When you say what they're doing wrong, can you give us one example of what they're doing wrong in terms of the music?
I think not
for your personal perspective.
Well, in the sense of what we're doing wrong. That's what I meant to say. What we're doing wrong as to help broaden our horizons. As I listen to people, and as I had an opportunity to talk to some great artists in the industry, one thing that they said, that we from the Bahamian, we from the Caribbean, we're not original, we're not authentic, and we have an advantage. Not realizing that we have an advantage over them, with our Caribbean flair, and with what we have to offer that's authentic and that's original.
Okay, and so they speaking about operating only in the traditional cultural music of your nation. Is that what they mean when they say
right? I think original? Because what happens is when we try to. So many times I have people that walk into the studio and they'll be like, "You're very international." What international? We are international. We are not in the U.S. We are part of the world, so we are international. And I think we get that mixed up so much, and not realizing that if we try to produce a song like a Kurt Franklin would do, or if we try to produce a song like a Mary would do, or a Dietrich Haddon, what happens is if we do it on that same level and compare it, when our music even hits radio, it gets lost because we don't stand up. So many times we try to fit in until we don't even stand up.
There's nothing identified.
There's nothing that identifies our culture, nothing that identifies who we are. There's nothing that helps us stand out as artists. Because we try to do the riffs that they do, we try to do the same instrumentation that they do. And I think for me, because of having all those influences, and initially me, VMac, wanting to reach the unchurched and wanting to embrace where I'm at and cross over into a whole, because our mandate is to reach the world, and that's what I want to do. And I think having that perspective, I am able to fuse so many great music together into one art and to one creation, and tell it appeal to all markets. With Declaration is a type of song, in an example, you don't like hip hop, well, we have a hip hop flair. You don't like praise and worship, you love praise and worship, but you don't like everything else, but you are able to identify somewhere in that music, something that you can relate to, because of how it's structured. And this is actually the launch, I guess, of the new VMac, so to speak. The whole album, you're gonna hear a whole lot of stuff that you've never ever heard from VMac. Because a lot of the Elevation record was just a hardcore reggae record that was released by Mr. Lynx.
Right.
And the second record was a fusion of a little bit R&B / praise and worship, but had the reggae influences into it. And this new record it's just going to take you on a whole other level. An entire other level. The sound is going to be different. Everything about this new record is going to be different. The look is going to be different. Everything is going to tell a story and will make sense. It will make sense. What you see and what you hear will just put the pieces together. This will make sense.
Okay, well, one last question, man. While you were doing the shoot, you did it downtown. You did it in several locations down there. What was the response of the people, man? The Bahamian people and the tourists, man. Right quick.
I think just one more thing that bogged my mind.
Yeah.
We were ready to shoot again. I had a tourist that came up to me and she was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I just loved the music, and she was just bobbing her head and she was having a great old time. She was from San Diego and she came out on the cruise, and we had a lot of tourists that passed and took pictures and just were intrigued because a lot of artists won't have that boldness to stand out and to do such a thing. I mean, it's funny because as I was doing the early shoot, 7 o'clock in the morning this morning, I had some Bahamians look at me like, "You're doing crazy, you're doing stupid. Like, what are you doing?" And we're not used to that, which is fine. And I think I have a responsibility to introduce certain things that have never been introduced before in a greater way and allow people to appreciate where they're at. Man, it's this up on TV around the world. And that's because we have to take the initiative to stand out and embrace what we're really supposed to be. Not coming with anything mediocre. Let me go in front of a green screen. Let me do this. I mean, we have a beautiful island. We have a beautiful country. We have some beautiful people. Let's embrace it. And that's why I took a lot of people at their comfort zone. I took some of the singers out of their comfort zone. But it's all about going to another level. I think that is something that I think we achieved on a major level.
I agree, man. Thank you very much. Keep them up right where it's at, folks. This is Inspiration with Keith. We'll be back with VMac in just a moment. Hey, what's up? We're back. Inspiration with Keith. With VMac. The Declaration music video. This is the behind the scenes look, folks. Hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. Man, Vince, I got one more question in closing, man. You and I were at Talent Jam. You and I were judges there. We had the opportunity to see all these young folks and not just grade them, but give them advice on where to go and what to improve for the future. But what advice would you have, man, for the young person who may be out there interested in doing music and just doesn't know where to start, man? How would you help them to get to the point where they can get an album release, get music video shot, and get out there to the world?
Well, I think first of all, what a lot of artists need to try and remember is that as artists, we always have people that we look up to. But unfortunately, what we do is we look at where they're at now and neglect how they started. And I think that's something that we need to understand. Most artists today, they weren't just picked up and given a record deal. Most artists today, some of the greatest people, like for instance, the Jay-Z, just to give a broader scope, being picked up, living on the streets of New York, in the Bronx, being in the ghetto, and he had to make a determination to get from where he was to where he is now. And he had to push through. Like Kirk Franklin, he was, adopted by an old lady, and she could save and sell certain things to give him keyboard lessons, and he didn't have the most humblest beginnings. He didn't have the most great start, but he is where he's at, one of the greatest and the most well-paid gospel artists today. And I think we have to be able to remember that everyone has a season. And first of all, if you are an artist out there and you want to go into the path of being an artist, one thing you have to remember is you have to find out who you are. You have to be authentic. Pray and say, God, you know what? I don't want to experiment too much. I just want you to tell me where you have me to be and direct my path. I don't want to trial and error. I don't want to have to go through 3, 4, 5 albums before I figure out this is my niche. Surround yourself around people that's gonna help you get where you need to be. Like, one thing that I always learned growing up was that never be around people that or never take advice from people that hasn't been where you want to grow, or and so never hang around people that's not going to help you with your destiny. Your greatest fear is not that you're inadequate, but your greatest fear is that you're powerful beyond measure.
And one thing I'll point out, man, is seeing you on stage, seeing you perform live. I mean, you are clearly not trying to move like somebody else. You were just, it's almost as if it's almost like freestyle. The way that you perform, the way that you move, it's almost like freestyle worship with a mic when you communicate with folks, man. So is that really your style? Is that how you do it?
I'm an exciting kind of guy.
Yes.
And my whole philosophy is that's fine. Music started to play, you can look at me stupid all day, but guess what? I can leave you on earth when I go to heaven. So I can praise my way into heaven. That's just how it is. And it may be a form of entertainment for some, but for me, it's just going on stage and giving my all. For me, it's about giving people their money's worth. For me, it's doing a job, doing it well, but at the same time bringing glory and honor to God. And I think you may get a workout when you come to one of my concerts, but you're gonna leave changed. Even if you might leave more in shape than you were before, but you're gonna be uplifted because I have something to praise God for. I've been through some tests, so I have a testimony. I've been through some mess, so I have a message, and that comes through whatever I say, whatever I sing, however I move. And for me, it's original. I don't sit down and be like, Donnie McCurkin did that, I could do that on the next time. No, everything you come naturally. Sometimes I throw my background singers off guard. Sometimes I throw my band off guard. Sometimes I throw a DJ off guard. It's like, we didn't practice that. But a lot of stuff is in the spur of the moment, and be like, whoa. And it becomes added into the set. As I grow, everyone else grows. And for me, it's a growing process. It's for, especially if I go to an audience that saw me at a concert a month ago, I don't want to duplicate. I want to give them something that's totally different. So whenever people hear VMac, they're not going to get something that they got last week. They know that they're not going to get something that they saw on TV a couple days ago. They're going to get something totally different, totally new. If you hear me sing Declaration Away next week, it's definitely not going to be the same 2 weeks down the line.
Okay, my brother, thank you so much for coming on Inspiration with Keith, man. Before we go though, give us, if you're cool with it, give us the name of the album and tell folks where they can find it.
Okay, well, the album is Elevation Volume 2, it's a Declaration, and you can find it. Actually, you can go to my website, www.vmaconline.com. You can go to Amazon, iTunes, you can go to any major distribution site, online stores. You can go follow me on Facebook, VMac World, or on Twitter, VMac Music, and everything you need to know is going to be there. We have more music videos that are coming. We have a new reality series that are coming up, and so I'm excited about what's going down. I'm excited. VMac is back, baby.
Hey, it's good to have you, man. Thanks for going on the show.
Bye.
Boom. This is Inspiration with Keith, where you hear the latest and the greatest in gospel music from the Bahamas and the Caribbean, and we bring some of the most amazing stories